Let's be real for a second. If you're a high school science student, or maybe the parent of one, you're probably feeling that intense, overwhelming pressure right about now. The big question, what on earth comes after 12th science, can feel like a massive weight on your shoulders. And the default answers everyone throws at you always seem to be just engineering or medicine, right? But what if I told you there is this epic, completely game-changing alternative that puts you right on the very edge of human discovery? Well, you are definitely in the right place, because in this explainer, we're going to outline a path that is just as prestigious, massively impactful, and honestly, bursting with future opportunities. Welcome to the explainer. I'm so thrilled to guide you through what we're calling the molecular frontier. We're stepping into a molecular universe that is quite literally the backbone of our 21st century economy. Drawing on some really comprehensive insights from Dr. Mukesh Pimpliskar, an esteemed educator and the founder of Samyak Educon, we're going to explore exactly how chemistry and biochemistry are actively shaping the future of medicine, biotechnology, agriculture, and global sustainability. It's a fascinating space. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is the map for our quest today. We're covering the molecular frontier, diverse career destinations, your educational roadmap, conquering competitive exams, and finally, future skills and innovation. Starting off with Section 1, the molecular frontier. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we decode the very building blocks of the universe into two distinct but highly intertwined paths. It kind of helps you figure out your specific calling. So, biochemistry. This is the science of living systems. If you're fascinated by genetics, human health, developing vaccines, or messing around with revolutionary gene editing tools, this is your domain, for sure. It's this brilliant mix of biology and genetics. Chemistry, on the flip side, focuses on the physical and material world. So if you want to develop next-gen renewable energy batteries, or create sustainable polymers, or just innovate in manufacturing, chemistry is your path. Both are absolutely essential. They just offer different ways to leave your mark on the world. And listen, these aren't just dry textbook concepts we're talking about. Imagine actually using artificial intelligence to design a brand new drug in weeks instead of years, or using CRISPR, which, by the way, recently won a Nobel Prize, as molecular scissors to literally cure genetic diseases. No way, right? But it's happening. You could even use bioremediation to clean up massive environmental spills using tiny microorganisms. From nanochemistry all the way to personalized medicine, this is exactly where the magic happens. You aren't just studying science here, you're building the future. Moving on to Section 2, diverse career destinations. So, what are the actual prizes at the end of this quest? Like, where does this knowledge take you in the real world? The sheer variety is honestly immense. Let's look at the top sectors. In the government sector, you have the chance to be a scientist at some of the most prestigious Indian institutions out there. We're talking ISRO, where you could be developing rocket propellants, DRDO, working on advanced defense materials, or the CSIR labs. You could even be a food safety officer or a forensic scientist. Then, look at the booming private sector. India is a massive global hub for pharma and biotech right now. You could be leading clinical trials or driving diagnostics. And of course, there's always academia, where you can become a professor and guide the next wave of innovators. But actually, scratch that. Here's a thought I really want you to consider. Don't just join the industry, build it. Entrepreneurship is a massive, incredibly fast-growing avenue for chem and biochem grads. You really don't have to wait for someone to hand you a job. With this kind of expertise, you can establish your own diagnostic labs or water testing facilities. You can launch your own biotech startups or even run a chemical research consultancy. You literally have the power to be a job creator. All right, Section 3, your educational roadmap. Because every great scientist needs a solid toolkit, and this brilliantly illustrates how you build yours step by step. It all starts with your 12th science. From there, you step into your undergraduate phase. That could be a BSc in chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology, maybe a B-Pharm, or even an integrated BSMS program. Once you've got that foundation, you move up to the postgraduate level to really specialize, getting your MSc, MTech, or M-Pharm. And that's where you hit a fork in the road. You can either dive straight into your career, or if you're deeply passionate about original research, you go after that PhD. And where exactly should you aim to complete this roadmap? Well, if you want the ultimate laboratory training, you look at the heavy hitters, the Indian Institute of Science, the IITs, IISR, AIMS, NIPER, the Institute of Chemical Technology, and top-tier universities like Delhi University, BHU, and Pune University. Getting into these institutions gives you unparalleled research exposure. It's basically a direct pathway into high-level industry roles. Aiming for these campuses means you're aiming for the absolute best environment to nurture your scientific curiosity. Which brings us to Section 4, Conquering Competitive Exams. Okay, I know just hearing the word exam can make your heart rate spike a little bit, but try not to view them as these terrifying hurdles. Think of them more like necessary gateways or boss battles on your quest. And don't worry, you absolutely don't need to memorize all these acronyms right now. Just use this to understand the shape of the path ahead. After 12th, you're looking at gateways like CWEUG or the ISER aptitude test. After your bachelor's, to get into a top master's program, you'll target the IIT JAM or GAP-B. And finally, postmasters, to grab those research fellowships or public sector jobs, you'll face things like the CSIR UGC NET or GATE. Just knowing which gate corresponds to which stage is literally half the battle won. So how do you actually conquer these gateways? Well, here is your actionable strategy. Step 1, build your concepts from the ground up. Yes, that means making peace with your NCERT chemistry and biology books. They are your best friends here. Step 2, master your lab techniques because science is very much a hands-on sport. Step 3, practice those MCQs daily to get your analytical speed up. And Step 4, especially as you hit your masters, learn scientific software, get comfortable with bioinformatics, and really try to publish some research papers. Systematic daily preparation is your absolute secret weapon here. And finally, Section 5, Future Skills and Innovation. Look, the scientific landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. To actually thrive in it, you need a very specific toolkit. Notice that alongside traditional lab techniques, things like computational skills, data analysis, and AI tools for research, those are no longer optional. They are mandatory. On top of that, you absolutely need scientific communication. I mean, think about it. You could discover the cure for a major disease, but if you can't clearly communicate your findings or work effectively in a team, your impact is going to be pretty limited. Problem solving and analytical thinking, those are the real muscles we're building here. Let's move to the next slide and see how this all builds into the future. That toolkit we just talked about, it prepares you for these emerging horizons. Precision medicine, where a treatment is tailored to a patient's exact genetic code. Synthetic and computational biology, where we're literally simulating life in a computer and engineering new biological parts. Green chemistry, focusing on industrial processes that heal the earth instead of destroying it. Stem cell technology, nanomedicine. These are the cutting-edge, totally futuristic fields just waiting for you to make your mark. I want to ground everything we've explored today with this deeply resonant quote from Dr. Mukesh Pimpliskar. Knowledge, research, innovation, and skills are the pillars of a successful scientific career. It just beautifully summarizes the whole message of this explainer, because it isn't just about passing your exams, it's about building a rock-solid foundation across all 4 of these pillars. That specific combination is what's going to set you apart from the crowd. So, we've covered the frontier, the careers, the roadmap, the exams, and those all-important future skills. The path is laid out right in front of you, and it is just bursting with potential to make a real impact on human health and our planet. So I want to leave you with one lingering question to chew on today. With all these incredible tools and opportunities sitting right there at your disposal, how will you shape the molecular future? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see the discoveries you're going to make.